from Rayscan. Everyone knows who this guy is. This is Brandon Bomar. He's been hooking us up. But, you know, he's hooking me up today. Today, actually, we did a training on the Rayscan Studio, which is one of the best on the line, right? The Rayscan, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I'm super excited. My staff, I mean, it takes a lot to get them excited. But literally, during the training, they got so excited with all the different features. And I thought the training was going to take all day. But literally, it took like an hour. It was so easy to use. And so I told Mark, could you please just kind of do the same demo you did with my team to everyone in Nifty Thrifty. So guys, if you like what you're seeing right now, if you want a nifty deal with Rayscan, type in the comment section, Mark.
Okay.
Type in the comment section, Mark, right here.
Matamis. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Bell.
All right, so Mark, I'm gonna let you just take it away, and me and Brandon's gonna talk about the machine as well. So yeah, show all the viewers here about the Rayscan Studio.
Well, thanks, guys. Well, listen, one of the biggest features that we have on this machine is all of our models are based on the same machine, the same body type. The reason for that is actually cost of production is cheaper. Also for uniformity, and also we can do it for scalability. So it doesn't matter which model we start off with. Maybe you're not ready just to get the Dr. Vo's special, getting the Rayscan S, which is our premier product. But all of our machines are based on the same body type. So one of the biggest features I like is I'm a fairly big guy. I have a problem as a patient squeezing into some of the more modern panels nowadays. They tend to make the head a little bit too tight for me. My shoulders always get hit. If you want to just take a quick shot at me as a patient, I mean, this unit I have no problem whatsoever. Right, as you can see, I have plenty of height from the shoulders, plenty of headroom. Okay, as a patient, I don't have a problem whatsoever. Okay, what makes it easier, not just as a patient, but this unit is also known for its remote control feature. Dr. Bo's showing you right there.
I love this thing. My team loves this thing. There's a remote control here, but you know, I'm going to hand this off to Mark.
Well, there are certain times when you're lining patients up and you have to squeeze into a tight space. It's hard to get the machine, the patient, and the operator all in the same room. So having a remote control, I could totally control the machine, upper and lower. I mean, I could just adjust the height. I can also position the midline, the Frankfurt plane, all from the remote control. So the patient can enjoy the space by himself, okay? So one of the biggest features we have is that. Just like any panoramic systems, we have 2D and 3D sensors separately. So if I have to shoot just a basic pan, I don't have to radiate the patient completely. We could just choose from pan mode to SEP mode to CBCT mode. All three functions are handled separately.
So, you know, Mark, one of the things that I really like is it's very user-friendly, but I love this touchscreen right here. I mean, I mean, look at this right here. I mean, it's self-explanatory. My staff came in and they understood how to work the thing really easily. So another thing too is there's a lot of features that help guide the operator how to take the X-ray right. So can you talk about some of those things?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all, like I said, self-explanatory. There's not a lot of words on this remote control. You can kind of explain very briefly.
Here, Brandon, you want to hold on to that and bring it.
Besides the remote control and the touchpad, the acquisition computer also can do this. So you can do it three different ways. Okay, whatever's convenient for the staff member. So some of us have better preferences. Okay, so we could switch from one modality to the other, from PAN, from SEP to CT. Okay. One of the biggest features of this particular model, the Rayscan S, is it does have a flexible field of view. I like to call it the infinite field of view, but to be more accurate, it goes from 20 by 20 field of view, any height, any width, all the way down to 4 by 3, which is about 1 or 2 teeth for single implants.
And one of the most important thing about that is that every field of view is unstitched.
That is correct. It's all coming from one volume. We don't have to stitch images together. We don't have to choose from multiple size sensors to place, depending on the case. And we have a unique blue light solution, a blue box.
Can you show that to everyone?
Sure,
I love that.
If you guys want to come in, me as a patient. You have that remote control, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see on my face here. You can press the remote and we can adjust that blue light. We can make it smaller.
I've got it on the remote.
Or larger. Any height, any width you like. From 20 by 20 all the way down to 4 by 3 to a single tooth. Okay. Great. That's the only one in the market currently that has that feature, so that depending on the case, we don't have to over-radiate the patient. If you have a fixed sensor, obviously all your images are shot in that field of view. You're also over-radiating the patient unnecessarily.
You know, one of the things that my wife's a practicing dentist as well, and so she came in here and she looked at the unit and she was like, wow, I like the sleek design. It's so sleek. I mean, we had another unit in here that was really bulky. It was hard to get around. She loved the fact that it was sleek design, but she does a lot of ortho. And this stuff right here, so easy to use, so easy to use. So, you know, one of the things I also want to talk about too is that, you know, the software is pretty easy. And the biggest problem I had with other CBCTs in the past is that I use Apteryx for my editing.
Okay, yep.
And a lot of times, some companies, the bridge is not really good. But here, with Rayscan, literally, it's just a click of a button and it pops up. I love that.
Our software is actually Apteryx based. Apteryx used to be one of our largest partners, still currently one of our largest partners as well. So they do support us with the integration. No problems with integrating images to your practice management software and so forth.
So the reason why I have Brandon in here, because look, I mean, we're going to talk to Mark. Mark Mark, what is your position with Rayscan?
I'm currently a national sales director, so I do cover the U.S.
So look, they don't send just anybody here, guys. Okay, this guy's the top of the top here. But look, I mean, he's with Rayscan. Yep. So I got someone here who has actually sold different units in the past.
I have.
And here's the thing, Brandon. I'm just going to ask you here. We're just going to turn away from Mark,
sure.
So he's going to jump in here. But Brandon, what's the one thing that you love so much about Rayscan here? Obviously, you love the technology, the ease of use. But what are some of the things that get you excited? I see you're holding this remote.
I am. It's
so he loves the remote.
Super magnet to the wall right here. How nice. We have plenty of space that's in here, but what's really nice is a lot of 3D units that are coming from an area that had a 2D pano. You know, a lot of those were meant for 48 inches wide and maybe enough to squeeze a patient in there, maybe enough to squeeze a unit, but not enough for an operator. So I really like that you can control this unit from the outside. With Rayscan, they actually have 4 different CBCT models. Mm-hmm. They have something for every type of dentistry, some that obviously can do more than one type of dentistry.
And there's some people already in the group that were asking about the 10x10, and I mean, and actually already, Brandon, I mean, I think you already have like a group deal going on for that.
We do.
You know, but here, I told Brandon, I was like, look, man, the reason why I had to upgrade, I had a CBCT before, and I upgraded this like my 3rd unit here, but because we're getting into airway, and you're like, well, this one has the largest field of view, right?
The largest unstitched field of view, 20 by 20.
In the market here.
Yep. Which is important. For those that are doing airway, you may be able to have a larger field of view, but a lot of times if it's stitched, sometimes you can't get all the accurate measurements that you need. So airway companies, other partnerships would prefer an unstitched view.
And I'll admit it, guys. I mean, when Brandon came to me and he was like, dude, Dr. Vo, you really need to check out Rayscan. I was like, Rayscan? Mm-hmm. Like, I really didn't know. And then Brandon asked me, well, what kind of phone do you have? I have a Samsung Galaxy. Well, you know Samsung, right? He said, then you know Rayscan. And so that's something that people don't understand. So, Mark, I'm going to bring you back in here.
Surely.
What's the connection with Rayscan and Samsung?
Well, Samsung was a partner of Rayscan for a while, for Ray Company. We became part of Samsung from 2010 to 2015. Their primary focus was really in the ENT market for respiratory applications of our dental imaging. We were founded in 2004 primarily as a dental imaging company. We merged with Samsung for a little bit. Currently, we're now independent of Samsung for the last 5 years. We launched the company name under Ray America here in the U.S., and we're now in 70 countries outside the U.S. without Samsung's involvement. So we are no longer with Samsung, but we are now totally independent and grown quite a bit in a very short period of time.
And that's huge on the support side. I know you had mentioned before, there's always somebody in some part of the world that's working, that has servers up and running. So even here in America, while we're sleeping, there's somebody across the world that is watching our back 24/7.
And guys, if you like what you're watching right now, you want a nifty deal, type in the comments section Rayscan. And if you want that deal, there's only one way to get it. It's this man right here. But we'll talk more about that later. So do me a favor, Christian, and guys, you probably saw his name on here, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Dr. Vo is like violating all sorts of HIPAA. He has a HIPAA violation. This is actually, Christian's the one who's filming this right now. He's already gave us consent, so don't report me or anything. But what we're going to do is, Mark, if you can pull up the Christian's panel and use that FMX function. And while he's doing that, could you just kind of go around and capture the unit so they can see what I have right there? Yeah, let's pull that up there.
I can't see anything. Is it Ursula?
Yeah, just do Christian. Panel.
Well, we already acquired it, right?
Oh, I think you gotta go to the other.
You gotta go together.
Yeah, very much. All right, so we're actually going to show a function here that, first of all, my team, they loved it. It's so easy. The training only took an hour. Other training, when I got my plan Mecca, it took like half a day. But I brought my front office staff over here, and they love this feature that comes with the Rayscan, and so they're going to pull it up right now. We can go to Christian. Oh,
Christian took a CT and two. I don't think
here,
he
why
has
don't you click on that there? Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. And then click.
Yes.
And then you can click the.
Okay, I'm prepared to show it. So,
Yeah, so Christian
see the screen. So basically, one of the features of our unit is we can take a Panorex. This Panorex shot was captured just like a traditional pan. We took about 12-second scan to get that image. We have a feature in our software called the FMX feature. So it allows us to superimpose a template over that patient's anatomy after taking the scan. We line up these points. Okay. Make sure that we get the right. So basically what it's doing, after we tweak that position, we can just press confirm. It'll convert that to a full mount series. Okay? And the question is, I know Dr. Vo, you use an intraoral sensor right now, so even an intraoral sensor, this is taken extraorally. So clarity is something that's very comparable. On top of that, now the question you should ask is, how does a unit that spins around a circle, like a Panorex, give you the appropriate angulation for each bite wing and PA? Well, what we have in this unit that's unique is we have an adaptive moving focus. When we were positioning this patient, it didn't ask us any questions. Is it a U-shape, V-shape, or square-shaped jaw? The unit auto-articulate to the shape of my face during the scan. So this unit basically will automatically compensate to the shape of your face because of that adaptive moving focus. That's unique in the industry.
And this was amazing. I mean, literally, I brought my front office back there, and the most annoying thing is, hey, Dr. Vo, do you have a PA of that, right? Or do you have that bike wing? I have a panel. They're like, that panel's not going to do anything for me. I brought my office manager back, and she just went wild. Brandon, right? She just went wild.
The excitement was crazy. Yeah, I wish we got that on film, actually.
And literally, we just turned that panel into full mount series, right? And I mean, and literally, what, in like 20 seconds? Right?
And she was able to grab any PA that she wanted, export it in 2 seconds.
That's great.
You know,
And that's
so she had what she needed.
And that's the great thing, guys. If you like what you're seeing, like what you're hearing, type in the comment section Rayscan. And you know what? I mean, there's so much more that we can show. But right now, I'm about to close the office, right? But we're going to bring Marc on. So guys, if you want to, type in the comment section Rayscan. We'll bring Marc on. He'll do a demo.
Sure.
He'll do a demo because there's so much more. Look, you saw the outside of the machine. You saw some of the function. But the big thing is that there's so much more in the end.
There's so much more. I'd
So
be
much
happy to go over it more in detail. Please click the link. I'd be happy to arrange an appointment with you, with me and Brandon, to provide you that demonstration more in detail.
Okay, so look, you guys are waiting for a deal, right? I know, a bunch of people are waiting for a deal, right? Well, here's the thing. The only way you're going to get a deal in the group is through this man right here, Brandon Bomar, and he's been hooking us up. He's always looking for the next best thing.
That's it. That's my job for the group. You know, find the next best thing. Make sure that we're always giving the best overall value for cone beams.
And look, there's a lot of people out there that sell different units, right? But here's the thing, Brandon, he always beats their price. And all you got to do is message this guy. It's very easy to find. Message him, call him. You can message him at 1 in the morning. The guy never sleeps. You know, hey, if you want to talk Rayscan, you want to talk CBCT, he's game. So reach out to Brandon. But type in the comment section, Rayscan. You can bring this man back to do a demo.
Anytime.
And if you want that deal, you're going to talk to this man here. And then let's tell the audience one more time. Sure. How many different units? Obviously, I have the studio, which is top of the line, right? You guys can join me. This thing's awesome here, but there's other ones as well. Let's go over that real quick.
Yep.
before we jump off.
So there are 4 units. So entry level is going to be the Rayscan Edge. Next step up is going to be the Alpha Plus. Then we have the Rayscan S, and then which is what this is, and then we have the Rayscan Studio, which is what this is, plus a facial guide. The smallest one has a 10x10 field of view, and the Alpha has 16x10 with the adjustable blue light field of view. So as long as you're at the Alpha Plus level, those 3 top levels, you can have that infinite field of view to make sure you're getting exactly what you need.
Now, I know we're talking about CBCT, but Rayscan's a lot more than just CBCTs, right?
That is correct.
But guys, that's for another live. So type in the comment section, reach out to this guy, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for having us.